Each winter in Tampa Bay, a miracle takes place in Apollo Beach. No, not the everyday miracle of electricity from Big Bend Power Station that powers the homes of hundreds of thousands of residents. This is another miracle involving different residents of Florida and the miracle of their cycle of life that continues here. They are Florida manatees, and their home is our home. Several months out of the year, when the temperature of Tampa Bay drops below 68 degrees Fahrenheit, manatees come to the Manatee Viewing Center. Specifically, they are Florida manatees, and they come to the warm water discharge canal of Big Bend Power Station to bask and frolic. Here, we have a unique opportunity to see them up close. But what do we really know about the Florida manatee? Let's take a look. A subspecies of the West Indian manatee, or Trichechus manatus, the Florida manatee is also known as the Trichechus manatus laterostris. A large plant-eating, warm-blooded marine mammal found in Florida's shallow coastal waters, rivers, and springs, the behavior of the manatee appears simple and unstructured, but is specifically adapted to Florida's subtropical climate. The manatee has a large, seal-like body that tapers to a large, spatula-shaped flat tail. The two forelimbs, or flippers, of the manatee are paddle-shaped, with 3 or 4 nails at the tip of each flipper. The finely wrinkled skin of the adult manatee is gray or gray-brown. The hair is thin and far apart, except for the stiff, brush-like facial whiskers, which help the manatee forage for food. The manatee's eyes are small and are protected by inner membranes. Research indicates that the manatee can differentiate colors, but that its depth perception is limited. The manatee can hear well, even though its ears contain no external lobes. Its nostrils, located on the snout, are tightly closed by flaps of skin when the manatee is underwater and opened when it surfaces to breathe. Manatees are believed to have evolved from a 4-footed plant-eating land mammal more than 60 million years ago. Its closest modern land relative is the elephant. Manatees belong to the order Sirenia, which comes from the word siren. In Greek mythology, a siren was a female creature that lured sailors to deadly reefs, rocks, and treacherous waters with her enchanting voice. Though the manatee doesn't quite have the siren singing voice, it's easy to see how strange it must have looked to European explorers spotting manatees for the first time. In fact, Christopher Columbus was the one who gave us the first reference to the manatee in his logbooks from 1493. Sharing the order Sirenia with Florida's manatee is the West African manatee, the Amazonian manatee, and the Pacific-located dugong. How does a manatee spend its time? Approximately 6 to 8 hours of the day, they eat. Manatees eat about 10% of their body weight daily, which could mean a hefty 50 to 120 pounds of vegetation. The location of the manatee's mouth is well adapted for feeding on bottom sea grasses. Manatees eat submerged and floating vegetation. The manatee is generally a slow-moving creature and is content to simply glide along, moving forward by using its tail and steering by using both its tail and flippers. Manatees use their flippers to help them swim and to hold seagrasses while feeding. The manatee also spends time resting, usually from 2 to 12 hours per day. It remains motionless with its eyes closed, either lying on the bottom or suspended near the surface. Air compression in the lungs allows the manatee to sink without exhaling or using its tail or flippers. While resting, The manatee may rise to the surface to breathe about every 7 to 20 minutes. When active, such as during feeding or mating, they breathe every 3 to 5 minutes. Manatees reach maturity in approximately 5 years. Even though female manatees form very strong bonds with their calves, they do not form permanent associations with males after mating. After a gestation period of approximately 13 months, female manatees, called cows, usually bear one calf. Though rare, twins do occur. During the first 2 years of its life, a calf remains very close to its mother's side for nourishment and protection. Cows give birth every 2 to 3 years, so it is possible to see a mother with a larger, older calf and a new, smaller calf at the same time. At birth, calves are almost black in color, 3 feet long, and weigh approximately 75 pounds. The calf nurses from its mother's nipples, located at the base of each flipper. During feeding, the mother can sometimes be seen rolling on her side or back to help the calf suckle. While calves are sometimes seen mouthing vegetation soon after birth, their long weaning period of up to 2 years allows time for their digestive tract to fully develop. This is important for animals that eat vegetation containing cellulose, so they may fully absorb the nutrients. It may seem like manatees have an easy, relaxing life, but as we'll see, that's not always true. In many cases, manatees are identified by the scars on their bodies they receive from boats. Although there are numerous rules and regulations for people to protect the manatees, making sure their population stays strong is a challenge. The discovery of the Steller sea cow in the Bering Strait in 1741 serves as a reminder. Unlike the manatee, which only grows to about 10 feet and 2,000 pounds, or 1 ton, the Steller sea cow was huge. It grew as big as 35 feet long and was 3.5 tons. Within 27 years, by 1768, this magnificent creature was hunted to extinction before the camera was even invented to photograph it. Could a similar fate befall the manatee? Only if we let it. True to its name, the Florida manatee has long favored the state's warm waters, and particularly the peaceful inlets where it can relax, play with its young, and forage for food. And one place where it finds safety from the cold is the clean, warm water discharge canal at Tampa Electric's Big Bend Power Station. The station got its start producing coal-fired electricity in 1970. Implementing a variety of proven emission reduction technologies over the years has helped Tampa Electric become one of the cleanest coal-using utilities in the United States. The many workers of Big Bend Power Station are dedicated to bringing reliable power to the homes and businesses throughout Hillsborough County. As Tampa Bay has grown over the years, and as Tampa Electric has joined the Emera family of companies, Big Bend Power Station and the surrounding area have grown too. This includes a solar field next door that was the biggest of its kind in the Tampa Bay area when it debuted in 2017, and it's growing. It complements a plan Tampa Electric is spearheading to install 6 million solar panels across the community. Another big change is converting Big Bend Unit 1 from coal-fired to natural gas combined cycle technology. This means cleaner land, air, and, with more than just the manatees in mind, water. One thing that won't change is the clean, warm water that comes out of the power station into the discharge canal. This is what attracted manatees in large numbers to the canal after Big Bend Unit 4 began operation in 1986. That year, the state of Florida designated the area an official manatee sanctuary, where the Manatee Viewing Center was later dedicated. In 2002, it was designated a federal sanctuary. The center has expanded by leaps and bounds in recent years, reaching its 5 millionth visitor milestone in 2017, as people from around the world visit this unique sanctuary that offers free parking and admission to the public. And it's an important part of Emera's commitment to environmental stewardship and sustainability, today and for the future. Along with manatees and lush plant life, you can now see cow-nose rays and horseshoe crabs up close. They're in a touch tank, so you can gently feel their skin or shells as they glide past. And these aren't just any rays, they're the actual mascots of the Tampa Bay Rays Major League Baseball team. During baseball's off-season, our partners with the Florida Aquarium bring them to the Manatee Viewing Center, where they help ensure these marvelous marine animals thrive in their home away from home. Also, you may want to stop off at the 50-foot observation tower at the western end of our nature trail. On clear days, you can see all the way across Tampa Bay. And right here at the Manatee Viewing Center, when the water temperature of Tampa Bay is below 68 degrees Fahrenheit, you might see hundreds of manatees crowding into the canal. Helping visitors understand the manatee at the Manatee Viewing Center are its docents, the center's volunteer educators. With the manatee being such an important part of the Florida environment, there are many organizations that work to ensure the manatee's survival and safety. They include the state of Florida, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services, the Florida Aquarium, the U.S. Geological Survey, Zoo Tampa at Lowry Park, Wildlife Trust, the Save the Manatee Club, and many, many more. These groups work to ensure better protection for manatees and their habitat through public awareness and education programs, manatee research, rescue, and rehabilitation efforts, and advocacy and legal action. Researchers from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's Fish and Wildlife Research Institute also work to help manatees. They conduct or are partners in a wide range of population recovery research activities and projects. FWRI biologists study manatee ecology, biology, life history, population dynamics, and the human aspects of manatee conservation. Methods for collecting this information are wide in scope and include flying aerial surveys, tracking manatees through the use of GPS tags, and identifying individual animals by their unique scar patterns. In addition, FWRI staff are responsible for the salvage of manatee carcasses and the rescue of injured or distressed manatees. And if in the course of following tagged manatees, troubling trends appear, they can respond. Protecting our environment is everyone's responsibility. How can you do your part to help keep manatees and their habitats safe? Here are some things to remember. Don't feed manatees. This will make them think they can come near humans, and not all humans will treat them nicely. It can also disrupt their feeding patterns. Don't touch manatees if you're swimming and see them in the water. Never litter. Always put your trash in proper receptacles. If you like to fish, never leave fish hooks or fishing line behind. It's against the law. These things can cut and sometimes even kill manatees. In boats, keep an eye out for manatee tails, flippers, or a back or snout that breaks the surface. Boaters should observe all posted signs regarding speed, wake, and paths to steer. Motorboats should stay at least 50 feet away from manatees. Jet skiers, water skiers, and anyone else enjoying high-speed water sports should stay clear of any areas manatees are known to frequent. Polarized sunglasses can help you spot manatees by reducing the sun's glare on the water. Boats should stick to deep water and avoid beds of seagrass where manatees like to feed. Though we've learned much about the manatee, much remains a mystery. How do manatees navigate between the Big Bend Power Station and their feeding grounds? What do manatees need to thrive? And how can humans help ensure their conservation for future generations? While we may never know the answers to every question manatees present, we can work together to make sure the mystery of the manatee lives on with the animals themselves, in the wild, at the Manatee Viewing Center, and in the warm waters of the beautiful places we share with these magnificent creatures. Our Florida manatees.